ensuring no case goes cold and all cold cases be solved. Today, U.S. Senator John Cornyn will introduce the Carla Walker Act, which will put forth federal funding to support forensic DNA analysis to solve cold cases previously deemed unsolvable. The announcement will be made at Othram, the first of its kind lab in the world, located in the Woodlands. Jim Walker, the brother of Carla Walker, is joining us now to talk about this bill. Jim, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Good morning, Zach. It's a privilege to be here. Thank you.
Well, we appreciate your time. I want to first ask you, what does this legislation mean to you?
You know, this is an amazing opportunity in the history of the United States to resolve some many thousands of cold cases. Releasing this funding through the federal government is going to be a huge step forward in using this technology to bring resolution to thousands of families whose loved ones were taken unjustly. It's a bad time to be a bad guy. And we're excited about Senator Cornyn championing this, moving it forward through the U.S. Senate.
Yeah, you know, it's remarkable to see this day come and hopefully bring answers to so many families who have been longing for those answers. You know, I want to spend a little time, Jim, talking about your sister. You know, I had the opportunity to talk with Kristen earlier this morning. We've chatted about your sister for close to a year since I've known Kristen, and I know that your sister's life and legacy, her case, has really propelled Othram to do what it is that they do. But for people not familiar with your sister, tell us a little bit about Carla.
Well, Carla's story. She's a jewel that was lost way too soon. She just turned 17, happy high school, all-American, all-Texan girl, big blue eyes, beautiful blonde hair, smile, tiny, 4'11", 95 pounds. Her boyfriend was the high school quarterback. She was on the cheer team, and they were so excited in North Texas, in the Fort Worth area, to go to a Valentine's dance, which they do every year at the Western Hills High School in Fort Worth, and they got dressed up as young people do, went out to eat, went to the dance, and after that they ran around a little bit with friends, like all high schoolers normally do during those times in their life. And Carla and Rodney ended up being at the wrong place at the wrong time, and a very bad person came out of the darkness in the back of a dark parking lot behind a bowling alley and viciously attacked Rodney, jerked Carla out of a car. Except for the grace of God, Rodney would have been shot and killed. But Carla was taken, and we found her in a cattle culvert west of Fort Worth, about 12-15 miles from our house and actually from the bowling alley. The bowling alley was only about a mile from the house that Carla and I were brought up in. Our family was there, and we found her, and then everything went cold for 45 years. But yeah, she was lost, but her case affected the city of Fort Worth, North Texas, for decades. Thousands, if not tens of thousands of people. I know 4 generations of families have been affected. They've heard her story, and everybody was thrilled. We never gave up. The city of Fort Worth, west side of Fort Worth, Carla's friends, her family, we never gave up. But 45 years later, 45 years is a long time, but glad to say that justice was served, and thank you to Othram Lab, the amazing detectives who never gave up, so many other people. But this technology is what pushed Carla's case over the edge. What had not been resolved for 45 years essentially got resolved in 13-14 months once everything came together. And it's a blessing to us. It's a blessing to Carla's friends, and we're looking forward to using this amazing technology developed here at Othram Lab in the Woodlands to move forward and bring resolution to so many other families This is the tip of the spear. This is the tip of the spear. And over the last 45 years, I've always said, it's not, we hope we're able to find whoever did this. And now I can honestly say without hesitation, it's not if, it's when we find you, because we're going to, and we're going to bring you to justice. And families are going to know what happened, or at least who did bad things to their loved ones. And this amazing technology is just a godsend.
Jim, I know your words will resonate with so many families waiting for answers. You and your family had to wait more than 4 decades, and so I know you can relate to the emotions that span that time. Again, I think the words you just spoke, will resonate with people waiting for answers. What would be your message to law enforcement agencies wanting to explore this technology, or maybe not wanting to explore this technology, not thinking it's ready? What is your message to law enforcement agencies that own these cold cases?
Well, I think, Zach, that's a perfect way to frame it. Law enforcement officers, every law enforcement officer I've met in different agencies during the last 4.5 decades, I've never met a law enforcement officer, a detective, that did not want to solve every single case that they've got, especially the code cases. They take it home, they retire, they think about these cases, they don't forget them, and there's always been a gap to bridge that ravine, if you will. That bridge hasn't always been there, but it's there now. This technology is going to take all these code case investigations, and it's only going to develop more thoroughly as we move forward in the future. But own the cases. Don't be afraid. Step out. Become educated. This technology is a game changer. If you have any forensic evidence, if this technology is not able to take care or address the issues right now, give it 2 or 3 years. Listen to these wonderful professionals who are incredibly intelligent, humble. I can't even start to tell you how humble they are. They're humble servants. The technology is there now, so if you've got a case back in your storage room that's 5, 10, 15, 20 years old, go brush it off, open it up, read it, look at your forensics, start reaching out to Othram Lab. Funding is coming online. The whole intent is to move this process forward and bring justice to thousands of families. I mean, in the state of Texas, 22,500 unsolved murders, i.e. code cases. I predict that number is going to drop dramatically over the next 3 to 5 years. We're already seeing it in the city of Fort Worth, North Texas, other municipalities across the state of Texas, outside of the state of Texas, and the technology is just cutting edge, wonderful, and it has such an accuracy, high percentage of accuracy. It's amazing, and it's only going to get better.
Yeah, it is pretty incredible. I know here in Houston, HPD owns 6,000 cold cases, so a lot of hope from this technology. Jim, thank you so much, sir, for your time this morning.
Yes.
I do really appreciate it.
Zach, thank you for giving us this opportunity. We really appreciate you, and good luck to you.
Absolutely.